Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Hi, my name is Ronnie, and today we're going to make this gorgeous flower. So what will you need to make this gorgeous flower square? You'll need a color for your flower, and this time I am going to use this multicolored yarn. You'll also need some green yarn and some tan yarn. A pair of scissors, a darning needle, and today I'm using a 5mm hook. If you have big stitches, I suggest you use a 4mm hook. So get your hook and your yarn ready and we'll begin. You will need to make a magic circle. With the chain of 3. The chain 3 does not count as a stitch. And place 8 double crochets in the magic ring. Once you're done, close up your magic ring. And slip stitch into your first double crochet. So now we're going to chain 1 and single crochet 2 times in that same stitch. And then chain 4. In this chain 4, we're going to do 2 double crochet 3 togethers. So in the third stitch, in the third chain, we're going to yarn over, go in a third chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over, go into the third chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go through that same chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Now we're going to do the same thing in the fourth chain. So yarn over, go into the fourth chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over, go through the fourth chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over, go through the fourth loop again, the fourth chain again, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. You should have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through all 7. In your next stitch, you're going to single crochet 2 times. And then we're going to repeat that. Chain of 4, yarn over, Go in the third chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go through the third chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go in the third chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into the 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into the 4th loop, the 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over, go into that 4th chain one more time, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. You should have 7 loops, yarn over, go through all 7. And then in your very next stitch, you're going to place 2 single crochets. This is your repeat all the way around. I'll do it one more time with you. Chain 4, in your third stitch, you're going to yarn over, go in the third chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into the third chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into the third chain and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into your 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into the 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. Yarn over, go into the 4th chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and stop. You should have 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through all 7 loops. That is two double crochets, 3 together. And then in the next stitch, you want to place 2 single crochets. I'll do one here on my own. If you're wondering, I'm going in the back stitches. Just something I do. You should have 4 stitches left, and you should have 4 of these bubbly things. I'm going to do my other 4 and I'll meet back up with you at the end. Alright, I've made it to the end of the row. What you want to do is you want to slip stitch into that very first single crochet that we made. And this is what your work should look like so far. This is the front side, and that's the back side. I'm going to take a minute here, and I'm going to weave in this tail. How I weave in is I just go underneath the double crochet stitches in the back. and then I pull tight. And I go through a couple more. And I pull tight. Then I go back the same way I came, and I skip a couple stitches, and then I go under a couple of stitches. And then I fasten it off. So now that tail won't get in my way. So now we need to chain 3, come behind the petal. We're going to call these petals, these bumps, they're petals. Find the single crochet, and then we're going to place a single crochet in it. Chain 2, go behind the flower, and in between the flowers you have in between the petals, you have where you did the single crochets. You're going to find the one that's not worked in and single crochet into it. If your chain is in front of your petal, push it. Push the chain, push the petal through the front. Chain 2, find your next single crochet and single crochet into it. This is your repeat for this round. Chain 2, in between the petals, find your unworked single crochet and place 1 single crochet into it. Do this all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm on my last chain 2. And where we started where we slip stitched, where we did the first chain 3, we're going to slip stitch into the first chain there. So now my work looks like this. I'm going to take all these petals and I'm going to push them forward, making the chain 2 be in the back. This is what the front side looks like, and this is what the back side looks like. We're going to place a single crochet in the chain space, a chain of 3, and then we're going to do a 3 together triple crochet. And how you do that is yarn over twice, go into the chain space and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, and stop. Yarn over twice, go into the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, and stop. Yarn over twice, go into the chain 3 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, yarn over, go through 2 stitches, and stop. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through all 4. That's a 3 together triple crochet. Now chain 3 and single crochet in the same space, and your petal is made. We're going to do that in each chain space. So let's do that one more time. Go into the next chain space and make a single crochet, then chain 3. We're going to do a 3 together triple crochet. So yarn over the hook twice, go into the space and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and stop. Yarn over twice, go into the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and stop. One more time. Yarn over your hook twice, go into the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through all 4. Chain 3 and single crochet into that same space. Next space, single crochet, chain of 3, 3 together triple crochet, chain 3, single crochet, all in that same spot. Once I get to my last petal, I'll be back. Okay, I've made my last one, and what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet we did. Chain 1 and fasten off. Now I like to pull out my petals, my second row of petals. And this is what you should have so far. This is what the back looks like. So I'm going to weave in this end. I'm going to put this yarn away and get out your green. It's time to turn it into a square. I'll be right back. Alright, now we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. Pick up our flower, and in the second set of petals we're going to find the top loop, and you can chain 3, but I'm going to place a stacked single crochet, and that's where you make a single crochet and you have a loop here. Let me get my needle. You have the loop on your hook, this one right here. Then you come down, you have this loop here, and then you have a second loop. We're going to go into the second loop and place another single crochet. Might be a little tight. That is a stacked single crochet, and it replaces the chain 3. But since we're making leaves right now, I'm not going to finish that second single crochet, if that made any sense at all. So what we need to do for the making of the leaves is we're going to do a double crochet 3 together. So this is my first double crochet. Then we need to yarn over, go in the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over, go into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over and go through all the loops on your hook. Then you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that same space we're going to do another double crochet 3 together. Yarn over the hook, go in the stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over the hook, go through 2 and stop. Yarn over, go into the stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over, go through 2 and stop. One more time. Yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 4. Now we're going to chain 5 again. In the next petal on the top, we're going to place 1 single crochet. Chain 5, and we're going to do our leaves again. So yarn over, go in the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop, yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop, yarn over, go into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through all 4. Chain 5. In that same stitch, yarn over, go into the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops and stop, yarn over, go into the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 and stop, yarn over, go into the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, stop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through all 4. This is your repeat all the way around. Chain 5. In your next petal, place a single crochet. Chain 5. In the next petal, we're going to make our leaves. I'm going to finish this and I'll meet back up with you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. I did my last single crochet in the petal, chained my 5, and now I'm just going to slip stitch into the chain 3 that you did, or in my case, the stacked single crochet. Then I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to fasten off my work, pull the yarn through and pull tight. Stretch it out just a little, and this is what you should have so far. So go ahead and weave in your ends, put up your green yarn, get your tan yarn out, and we'll do the granny square part next. Okay, with your tan yarn, we need to make a slip knot on our hook. And go into whatever corner you want to start in. And you may do your chain 3 for your first double crochet, but I'm going to do a stacked single crochet. Then I'm going to place 2 more double crochets. And we will finish this corner when we come back around to it. So now in each chain 5 space, you're going to place 3 double crochets. On top of each single crochet, you're going to place 3 double crochets. Chain 5 space, 3 double crochets. In each of the corners, you're going to place 3 double crochets, a chain of 2, 3 double crochets, all in the same space. And you're going to do this all the way around. Once I get around to the beginning, I'll show you how to finish this corner. I'll be back. Okay, I've made it all the way around. So in this first corner, we need to place 3 more double crochets. And I'm wanting to stay in this corner for 1 more round, so I'm going to, instead of chaining 2 like the rest of the corners, I'm going to place a half a double crochet. This will help me to stay in the corner. So now I'm going to make my first double crochet, whether it be stacked single crochet or chain of 3, and I'm going to place 2 more double crochets in that same spot. Then in between each of the 3 double crochets, we're going to place 3 double crochets. So the repeat for this round is 3 double crochets in between each of the 3 double crochets. And if it's like mine, you'll have to pull them apart to see where one begins and one ends. And then in each corner, we're going to place 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. Repeat this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. And I'll help you with the corner. Okay, I've made it to the last corner. We're going to place 3 more double crochets in there. a chain of 2, since this is the end of the rows. Slip stitch into your first double crochet, chain 1, fasten off your yarn. Pull the yarn through and pull tight. And then I stretch it out some. And zoom out just a little. So this is what your square should look like. I'm going to put up my yarn. I'm going to weave in the end there. I'm going to get this red flower out and my tiny little bumblebee, and I'm going to show you how to sew it onto this flower. That's up next. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've taken a little bit of my red yarn. I'm going to place it on my hook. I'm going to place it on my needle. I'm going to take my bee and I'm going to place him inside the flower, so to speak. I'm going to make it so that his stinger is out and his front legs are out on top of the flower, not inside. Then I'm going to come in from the back of the petal and up into the bee. Right about there. Pull my yarn through, leaving a tail to weave in later. And then I'm going to pick up a couple stitches from the petal. I'm going to go back into the same spot that I just came out of and go down the bee and out the back of the flower. And that will connect the bee to the flower. So we're going to go do that again to the next petal. Go up to the next petal, come out the bee, closer to the bottom, go in a couple stitches in the petal, watch out for the bee's legs. Go back into the same hole that I came out with in the bee. Go in there and then go down and out the bottom of the flower. And this is all I'm going to do all the way around. Go up in the flower, into the bee. I know it's really hard to see. Right there. Pull the yarn through. Gather a couple of petals or a couple of stitches from the petal. go back down in the same hole and out the bottom of the bee and out the flower. And so far he's connected. I'm just going to do this all the way around in each of the petals. Maybe I shouldn't have put the legs on the bees. Can't really see the legs. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around. When I get done, I'll be back. Okay, so once I've went totally around, now I flip it over and I'm going to go under a couple of stitches to meet up with my other tail. And then I'm going to knot them together. I think I'll do 3 knots. I'm going to cut off my excess yarn. And put both ends on my needle. And now I'm going to go in the flower, into the bee, out a hole, like right there. Back into the same hole I just came out of and go out a different way in the bee. Say over there. And this is called hiding your yarn. Kind of like weaving in your yarn. So we go back into the same spot we just came out of, and we're going to angle it down, and we're going to go out the bottom of the bee and the flower. Pull tight on the yarn, cut it, and you're all done. Your bee is on there now and it's not coming off. So let's zoom out. And this is what your bee should look like on your flower. And there's your other flower done. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And when you do, hit the little bell and make sure it's to all. That way you'll get notified of each of my videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment. Let me know what you think of this flower. This is flower square number 8. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, please be safe out there. Bye.